All righty. Just wait for some people to come on here. Once I get. All right. Can you guys hear me? I see some people here. You guys hear me? Me a, okay, Reggie, you hear me? Okay. Just give me an 8 if I sound good. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, everybody's. You guys hear me? Well, guys, I got an update for you regarding jail time. Before I go there, let me just explain to you guys what's going on here. So, Yah is good. Yah is good. He is real good. And let me just tell you about the jail time, and then I can kind of go into what I want to talk to you guys about. But today is the day that I'm supposed to. I had 10 days from the time that the judge signed it. He signed it on January 21st, and so I had today. Today is the last day for me to see if I can be willing to meet with him to explain why I'm not turning over my IRA. If I did not set up a meeting or a hearing date, then I had 4 days from that day to sign over my IRA. And if I didn't do that, then I will serve jail time. So yesterday I was able to get the paperwork in and set up a meeting with the judge. And we do have a date, and that date will be March 17th, 2020, Roman calendar. So I was able to delay my jail time if I am going to serve jail time. It was very interesting going to the court. I had a feeling, I'm getting to the point where people are used to seeing me. They don't even have security anymore for me like they used to. Either they just may have studied me and say, okay, this guy is not going, he has no intentions to hurt anybody, or maybe they're just trying to act like it so they can do surprise attack. I don't know, man. There's other things out there to focus on big old me, because I am a big guy, I guess, in comparison to them. But I went in there and talking to the assistant to the judge. It seemed like it's very shocking. It's very rare to see somebody go to jail from family court. Family court seems very rare. So that means there's two things. Either in all the years this woman's been at Green Bay, or just people in general at Green Bay, either Eileen is just really that wicked, and I don't think that means anything, but she's just the most wickedest woman in Green Bay or in the Brown County area, or I'm the first man in this area to ever stand up to a woman. Yep, I said it, to stand up to a woman, because most people acquiesce and capitulate to a woman. They give their strength over willingly because of the love and the cares of this world. I know people will say, well, Kabir, why don't you just give everything to her? Because I'm not going to give my strength over to a woman, especially when I know I don't have to do it, because I know my rights. I've become educated. Before I was doing it just like most people because I didn't know better. And so I was just doing it because I thought I had to do it until I found out my rights. So it's rare for people to know about their rights. And so now that I know and have a knowing, it would be actually sinful for me to give over my strength to a woman when I know that I don't have to do it. And so the Bible even says it, don't give your strength over to a woman. And so I'm doing it. Now, the system is not accustomed to dealing with a man. Let me take that back. Man. They're not used to dealing with man. And so they're not used to a man actually standing up to a wicked woman. And so that's what's happened. So we will see. March 17th is the date that I will be able to speak with an acting judge, I think acting Judge Donald, regarding why I'm not signing over my IRA. I still got some tricks up my sleeves, so we will see. But guys, I got to say, I just finished listening to a sermon by Pastor Dow. And guys, I gotta be. I just been very busy. I've been crazy busy, but I want to see if I can tell you this. This is Pastor Dow. If you guys get a chance, if you haven't heard it before, Pastor Dow did a message, and he did a message called "The King David Messiah Deception" by Pastor Dow. You can see that on Pastor Dow's channel, and I just thought it was a good study. It was just it looked like a Shabbat service, and I believe Pastor Dow actually did this in January 2nd, 2016. This is before I was a part of this ministry, and but just listening to it. And yesterday I got to listen to Sister to Sister live. I've been usually catching up on it, but this time I was able to listen to it live with my Ishaya. And because I turned in my paperwork that morning, I was able to just listen to Sister, and then listen to Pastor Dow this morning. And it was there's a peace, guys. It's a peace. I've been having peace this whole time, but I got to admit, dealing with the court system, dealing with a wicked woman that's out to get you is vexing. It is so vexing in the spirit. But I gotta thank Yah. And this is why I thank Yah, because guys, I can honestly say that Yah has led me to Straightway Truth Ministry. Straight up. This is not God told me. I truly believe in my heart that he led me to Straightway Truth Ministry. He led me to Pastor Dow. Guys, if I ever leave, I promise you, man, I will never leave. And just like when I told you I made a mistake with Christianity, I was the first one to say I got it wrong. If I get this wrong, I'll be the first one to come on YouTube and say I got it wrong. But I highly doubt that I will ever have to tell you that I got it wrong being part of Straightway Truth Ministry and following my shepherd, Pastor Dow. Yah led me to Pastor Dow. And I'm going to tell you something. This is very interesting. Before my ex-wife left me, I was in a stressful situation with my CFP, Certified Financial Planner. That was stressful, but no support. Literally, I was trying to help to raise money for a Christian school, Providence Academy. I was trying to do my CFP. I was trying to do this stuff in Milwaukee, trying to save, try to get abortion banned in Wisconsin. I mean, I was doing so much, and I felt all alone. It was just like everybody's taking. Eileen wants me. The boys want me. The girl wants me. The Planned Parenthood, the anti-abortion wanted me. The school wanted me. Everybody just take. I mean, it's just like taking me. Just drag. I mean, just take. They want money, time, energy, platform, and they never poured in. They just kept taking, to the point where I did have a breakdown. But during that time, Yah was so gracious. I passed my test. Woo, I was so glad. I prayed for two things: pass the test and redeem the time that I lost with my family. Well, I passed the test. Yes, Yah was gracious. I passed the test the second time around. If you, it's very rare. 5 times you get it and you're done. You can never do it again. The second time I wanted to redeem the time that I had. As soon as I passed it to my natural family, out the door, and Yah gives me a new family. Give me his family, his kingdom. And guess what? He did redeem the time that I lost through the Shabbat. I learned about the Shabbat through Pastor Dow. That's how I learned through YouTube. Most of you guys, I don't know how you are, but that's how I found it. It was the first time I ever laid eyes on a real man that had his house in order. The first time I laid eyes, not taking anything away from my dad, but it's the first time I met a man who truly ruled his house well. Mother Carol was the first woman that I ever laid eyes on that truly was a Proverbs 31 woman. The first. Can't make this thing up, guys. Can't make it up. It was too good to be true for me that I had to go out there and see. I said, okay. I mean, you got people, anybody can get up there and tape things and you don't know what's behind the camera. I said, I've got to go see this stuff. This is too good to be true. I started making calls. I'm like, man, and I'm telling you, have you ever been to Straightway? You know what I'm talking about. The peace is off the chain. It's just off the chain. And you can see that Pastor Dow truly rules his house well. And he's teaching other men. I saw men younger than me having family looking like they're ruling their house well because because of Pastor Dow, the things that he was teaching them, the examples that he was setting for them. And so anyway, I'm thinking to myself, this is the most stressful time. It should be really the most stressful time. I've never had to deal with going to jail, the lowering over me that I may have to spend some time, jail time. Never ever committed a crime that was worthy of going to jail. Never. Going to jail, studying law, studying common law, never. This is stressful. I mean, sitting here write. I hate to write. Anybody know I hate writing. I can't tell you how many times I've written things down, trying to put paperwork in. You got to do that stuff. Going in, dealing with people just straight out lying to you. You're dealing with judges, commissioners, clerks, clerk of courts, just people that literally just lie. I mean, it's just vexing. Seeing people in the courthouse, you could tell men has been decapitated or been emasculated or whatever, got their nuts cut off. I mean, just literally you can see it. It's just death when you go there. Just very. So here's what I want to tell you guys. I'm doing some homework. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing yet, but I went back into the archives of my email and I thought this was so cool. And I wanted to title this Chris Steinberger because this kind of really motivated, but I wanted to give you guys an update because you guys have been praying for me. Can't trust Europeans. That's a good CTE. I like that, David. That's a good one. But guys, I had to go back into the archives and I want to read this to you guys because I know Yah has led me to Straightway Truth Ministry. I know he's led me to Pastor Dow. Man, I am so dedicated, so loyal to this ministry. I would never, I'll be hard pressed. Why should he? Because I have found the promised land. I have found the kingdom of Yah. I have found his righteousness literally reigning around his people. And it brings me so much peace. I mean, I am so blessed. I found my Shia here at Straightway Truth Ministry. I gotta brag about Bree. You know something? Is Bree perfect? Does she have a lot of work? I gotta mold her, shape her. But I gotta tell you, Bree is one of the best things that's happened to me that I've ever had. I never knew what a helpmeet was, and she's not even hitting on all cylinders. I never knew what it was like to have a helpmeet. During this whole time, she has been patient because I'm not spending as much time as I would like to because of all of this stuff. But she's been patient, take care of me, make sure I eat, checking on me. You know, even during the times of us getting to know each other, and we're growing in this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, man, it was Pastor Dow, Pastor Corey, who helped put this thing together. I had to go through the vetting system. I had to go through Pastor Dow, say I'm interested in this sister. Then I had to go to Pastor Corey, and then eventually we worked the details out, and boom, she said yes. You guys seen it? Check it out if you haven't seen it. Beautiful wedding. I look forward to living all the days of my life with this woman. Sister Bree is a beautiful woman. She's taken the leadership of the women here at Straightway Truth, Straightway Praise Land, doing a superb job, and I just really appreciate her. I really appreciate her dedication to getting better, to being in this truth, to being in a Shia. I mean, guys, I tell you, man, I've never experienced this type of support. And I'm hard on her. I'm hard on her because I told her, I said, you know, guys, I know I say things about Eileen. And if you don't know me, if you don't live with me, you'll probably think that, man, he's bitter. He hates that woman. I mean, let me tell you something, guys. I'm going to tell you something. Eileen is not my enemy. I can honestly tell you that. Look at me. Eileen is not my enemy. I may be her enemy, and it's clear that I'm her enemy. But she's not my enemy, but I'm her enemy. Big time. Big time. And here's the deal about me, guys. I don't know. Everybody deals with things differently, but you got to understand, I've always grown up. To me, every time you get to compete, every time you get to learn, every time Every time you make a mistake, it's an opportunity to grow. I look at the 16 years I spent with that woman. I loved her with everything I got. I loved her, maybe even too much, to the point where she was first and Yah was second, or maybe not even existing, because life revolved around Eileen. Life revolved around her instead of my true master, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. But I loved her with everything I got based off of what I knew. I was around Christian pastors, Christian people who disciple them. They're all Christians, and they literally teach you how to worship the woman, to make your life revolve around her. They trick you and use deception, and maybe they just ignorant too. The blind leading the blind, telling you, Kabir, by loving your wife is loving Christ. By making her happy is loving Christ. So in my mind, because I love Christ, I thought that the way I know that I'm doing a good job is my wife is happy. You see, so it's not like I was a simp, but it wasn't like I was a simp thinking. I was thinking that making her happy was loving Christ. But no one ever really pointed out. Jesus says, if you love me, you will keep my commandments. He didn't say, if you love me, you will make your wife happy. If you can show it in the Bible, please show that to me. That's where I got missed, because I didn't have pastors like Pastor Dow who give you knowledge and understanding. Didn't Yah say he would give you pastors to teach you, give you understanding and knowledge? See, I now have knowledge and understanding. I know what love looks like. I know what it looks like for a man to love his woman. And I know what it looks like for a woman to love her man. I know it now. I see it. It's concrete. It's not abstract anymore. And so I just want to say, man, I thank Yah for Straightway Truth Ministry. I thank Yah for the man who founded it, Pastor Dow. Man, I mean, he has just been an amazing mentor to me. He's changed my life. I hope that I can be like him or even better than him, because I think he will want me to be better, because each generation, I don't have to make all the mistakes that he made to be where. So I hope I can take it to a whole nother level. But let me read something to you guys. This was written November 3rd, 2017 to Chris. Me and Chris Steinberger was going back and forth. And you have to understand, it was just me. I'm by myself. I'm in a 30,000 square feet home by myself, totally destitute, been abandoned by my wife of 16 years, been abandoned by my sons and daughters of whatever years I'd known them. I mean, completely abandoned by all my friends. Everybody just completely left me hanging, had thoughts of suicide. Man, scary time. I mean, times where I couldn't really see. Everything was dark. Everything was dark. I was trying to do the right things, but I wasn't getting the right cues. Meaning, if you do something good, good things happen. No, I'm doing good things, but bad things are happening. Things are happening. People are saying mean things about me. People are saying I got CTE or this or that or wah. And look at this. Look at this. November 3rd, 2017. She left me on July 19th, 2017. So that's months. This is before I got on YouTube. I didn't do YouTube until April of 2018. Let me read what it says here. This is Chris Steinberger, Christian man, theologian. I can't even call him a theologian, but went to school, right? I'm talking about well respected in the community. He knows more than Pastor Dow, because Pastor Dow don't got scholarship. But look what Chris Steinberger says. So here he gave me some questions. So here's the question. He says, and I'm just giving. So he was basically saying, Kabir, here are the 5 reasons, or here are some of the reasons why I think you need to leave Straightway. First, number 1, there is no perfect church. However, Dow's scholarship is exceptionally poor. That's what he says. He says Dow's scholarship is exceptionally poor. Let me debunk, but look at this. And now this is how I answered. I said, I don't know how to judge scholarship, because I didn't go to school for seminary. Say, I don't know how to judge scholarship or even what that means. Then he responds, it means he misreads scriptures. He makes arguments that contradict scriptures, even ends up contradicting his own arguments. It means that he states things that are flat out wrong. This is Chris Steinberger, young buck talking to a grown man, a real man. He says, and beyond that, he misreading of scriptures can lead people into unbiblical application and disobedience to God's word. This is what Chris Steinberg said about our shepherd, Pastor Dow. This is what he said in 2017. I have yet for him to say he got it wrong. Because I'm telling you, I'm looking at some of the stuff that I'm looking at, I'm like, dang, these people, Pastor Dow called it out on day one about the conditions of my ex-wife's heart. Called it out. He was very gracious to me. He just, I don't think she ever loved you. I can honestly say Eileen has never loved me. Never. I've only known Bree since September of 2019, and I can tell you she loves me. She loves me. She left her family for me. And she doesn't have all of the guarantees like Eileen had. Don't have a marriage license. Don't have that. She's literally out here on faith. And she trusts Pastor Dow, Pastor Corey, and she sees that I'm a good man, and she goes ahead and says, yes, I have a true, she's going to be a Proverbs 31 woman. She's not already yet. As long as I'm her head. Number two, next one, he says, there is no perfect church. However, Dow rhetoric is very divisive. This is what he said about Pastor Dow. My response, this is my response. It says, Jesus is divisive. Remember Matthew chapter 10, verse 34 to 39, and Luke chapter 12, verse 49 to 53. This is where Jesus says, I come to bring a sword. Don't think I've come here to bring peace. I've come to bring division. A father against a son, a mother-in-law, this, your own enemy be of your own household. This is what I was bringing to him. So he didn't really respond to that, but that's how I responded. This is the dark time because all I had is the word. The word is like a lamp unto your feet, a path, a light unto your path. Right. And that's what the word is. Number three, he said, there is no perfect church. However, straightway has been a major source of contention in your marriage. Here's my response. I said, to be honest, Eileen's heart is the source of contention. I know it's hard for Christian church to call a woman out on their sin directly. This is my response. I'm just going to, I mentioned 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 18, all the way to chapter 3, verse 6. Ephesians 5, 22 to 24, the woman's role. Proverbs 14, 1, a wise woman builds her house up, but a wicked woman plucks it down. A foolish woman plucks it down with her own hands. Proverbs 21, 9 and 19. Proverbs 25 and 24, verse 24. Proverbs 26 to 21, and Proverbs 27 to 15. And then I go on and say this. I see this is what I was seeing in Pastor Dow in 2017 of November. And I can still look at this and say nothing has changed. If anything, I know it more because I know Pastor Dow. Before I was saying this based off of the word. That's all I had. But now I have a testimony. Now I have real life experience. I've known Pastor Dow for over 2 years now. And that is a good man. I know there's no good one good, but yeah. But man, Pastor Dow is a damn man. I tell you, man, he's authentic. He legitimately is a loving pastor. This is what I said. I said, I see the love that Pastor Dow has for Jesus and the love he has for people. He is willing to tell the truth according to his word, regardless if he may hurt the person's feelings. Since my ordeal with Eileen, I have not seen anyone love her enough. Talking about Eileen, I have never seen anyone love her enough to correct or rebuke her for her sinful behavior. Still to this day, you won't find not one Christian that will rebuke and correct Eileen. They will allow her to just literally soak in her sin and her iniquity. People have loved on me by correcting me. Now, people love correcting me. Maybe I'm more approachable. You would think that it'll be harder to correct me because I'm 6'4", 250, 70 something pounds. You would think it'll be harder to correct me, but people love correcting me, especially in Christianity. But when it comes to a woman, man, Christians, man, you won't see not one single man call a woman out. But it says that, but it loved me by correcting me, but not my wife. I love Eileen. This is me saying this. I said, I love Eileen. See, she needs help. She has gone astray from the word and me. Proverbs 10:17. I want my wife to be sanctified and cleansed. Please read Ephesians chapter 5, Verse 25, 29, the role of the man. I must admit, I am a lead perpetrator. They're telling me that I need to be a lead repenter. That's how you're supposed to love your wife. And then maybe she may follow you and repent too. But I say, I must admit, I am a lead perpetrator in not loving my wife. When I didn't correct her for the fear of rejection and knowing that the church will always support the woman regardless if she is right and wrong or wrong. I have seen in the 16 years that I've been married, the most used phrase is, I challenge you, Kabir, because you are here and she's not. See, they always love talking to you when the other person's not there. This is how Christianity do. They divide and conquer. They'll talk to you about your marital issue, but the woman is not there. Or they'll talk to the woman, but the man is not there. As straightway, I can tell you right now, I've experienced it myself personally. I've seen it done. There are always two witnesses. You never see this divide and conquer. They're both there. You hear the testimony of the woman and you hear the testimony of the man. There's none of this he says, she says. You get to see it. You can see cross-examining right there in real time. I've experienced it for the last 2 years. But not in Christianity. Christianity do exactly what I'm describing. He says, I'm challenging you, Kabir, because you are here, she's not. That's the same thing that the police officers do. That's the same thing that the judicial system do. They divide and conquer so they can step all over your rights and destroy your marriage. Guys, this is real truth. It says, I know, it says right here, I know when Eileen meets with people, she plays the victim role very well. And I was even talking to Pastor Dow about this stuff. I said, Pastor, man, you've never met my wife. Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, the tears that she drops, people melt. I mean, she literally will get you to climb mountains for her, to try to protect her. Those tears was off the chain. Off the chain. But Pastor Dow said, now I know what he's talking about. It wouldn't have fooled him. But I really thought it would have fooled him. But anyway, because he has the word. Why wouldn't he not fool him? Because he knows the word. He knows the way a woman is supposed to act. Obedience is the way a woman is supposed to act. A good woman obeys her husband. That's a good woman. That's why I can tell you that Bree's a good woman. She's a good helpmeet because she obeys me. At the end of the day, she does what I tell her to do. And she knows that if she struggles with it, I'm going to really make her do it. And why do I make her do it? Because I love her. Because I want to see her make it to the kingdom of Yah. Before, I used to be afraid of rejection. I don't care if she wants to reject me. I don't care if she goes into her pout and move. I love her and I know who I am. As long as he don't reject me, I'm good. I'm good. But I didn't think like that in Christianity. Anyway, I know, guys, I'm digressing. Forgive me here. I get passionate because this is cool. It says, I know when Eileen meets with people, she plays the victim role very well. And I thought it would be different with Chad. This is a guy that was counseling me and Eileen. But at Jacob's Well, he was a pastor at Jacob's Well. Supposedly he is hard on women. Supposedly he's biblical. Supposedly he has psychological degrees. Guess what? Even Eileen was able to whoop, 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 whoop. I mean, I'm talking about, I saw like major deflection. Whoop. I mean, Eileen was like moving in slow-mo like the Matrix. Whoa. I mean, she was like, I'm like, literally, we met 4 times, and every 4 times it was all on me. Even when I did my homework, okay, it's Eileen's turn. And then all of a sudden, Eileen found a way to deflect it. Whoop, and put it back on me. Whoop, put it back on me. Whoop, put it back on me. Guys, I'm telling you, I've seen some major, it's witchcraft. Straight witchcraft. Let me calm down. Okay, play the figure. I thought it would be different with Chad. That's what I'm talking about, Pastor Chad. But even he couldn't even get her to look in the mirror. And I even went to go talk to Chad, and all he could say is, sorry. Yeah, he looks at you like you're crazy. Sorry. That's all they do. They don't care about effing up people's lives. They don't care about my 8 sons and daughters that now are living without a father. They don't care about my last son who's now a bastard because he's not being disciplined. Then I went on to say this. Pastor Dow has biblically challenged me. This is me on being a true man of God and not a woman worshiper. I have seen the fruit of his ministry. I spoke to the women, well over 30 people. This is what started my whole Berean moment, if you want to know. Well over 30 people in his ministry. And he may have poor scholarship. I said, he may have poor scholarship, but man, he produces godly men and women. I want what he is producing in my family. I said, I want that. Whatever Pastor Dow's doing, I don't care how unscholarship it is, how uncouth it is. I want that. I can see it. It's beautiful. I want it. I know you guys speak like effeminate men. This man is maybe rough or rough around the edges, whatever. But whatever he's producing, I want that. Whatever is in his marriage, I want that. Whatever is at his congregation or his assembly, I want that. I knew that. I could see it. I'm not blind. I'm not blind. It says, I seen the fruit of his ministry. I spoke to the women. I spoke to women. He produced godly. Sorry. I want what he's producing in my family. Jesus said, you will know them by, see, I didn't even know this. See, this is me. You will know them by their fruits. Read Matthew chapter 7, verse 15 to 23. He is an expert on dealing with women. If you don't believe me, then you go check it out in person. Go check it out. This isn't biblically, but seeing is believing. I said, it's not biblical, but damn it, seeing is believing. I saw it. Blessed are those who have no eye, who haven't seen and believed. But I had to see it with my own eyes. I saw straight with my own self. And then I wrote down some scriptures. Proverbs 27, verse 5 to 6. Proverbs 28, verse 23. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 3 to 11. Okay, and here's another one. Now, this is the part. This is going to be beautiful, guys. I'm glad you're here. 122. Listen to this. Number 4. Here's his number. Another accusation. Number 4. There was 5 of them. He said, there is no perfect church. This is him trying to set it up. However, you live in Green Bay and cannot rightly be connected with Straightway unless you move. Let me read that again. This is Chris Steinberg making a case why I should not be fellowshipping with Straightway. There is no perfect church. However, you live in Green Bay and cannot rightly be connected with Straightway unless you move. Guys, I'm about to blow your mind away. This is what I said. I said, that's not true. I said, that's not true. Praise God for internet. I also plan on celebrating all feast days in Tennessee. All right. Here's his comeback. You guys ready? Here's his comeback. He says, people on the internet do not live life with you. People on the internet do not live life with you in person. So they cannot shepherd you. Their perspective of your life is reduced to a version you show them or report. You cannot have true fellowship or oversight through the internet. There is no such thing as electronic assembly. Yeah, you hear this? You hear this? Now, I didn't have a response. This was in 2017. Are you telling me when I used to be a Christian, I used to go to church, I couldn't give a version of what they saw? You're not telling me, Chris Steinberger, when you go to church, when you go to the Providence Academy and you go there, you put on a version that people see, but they don't see you in your home? Well, guess what? It's 2020, baby. It's 2020, baby. And I live on community now. I got people, when I come out my bedroom door, boom, that's about it. They see my breath stank. I'm probably funky after working out. I eat bread with these people. I live life with these people. And we're worshiping electronically on YouTube. Pastor Dow's been here several times. Elder Rufus, I had elders drive 15 hours coming up in here, seeing how things are going on around here, making sure we handling things right. I got 20 people here who can hold me accountable and tell me if I'm just ruling, being the tyrant. So I'm living better. When I say better, I'm living better. You can't hide when you live on community. You can't hide. I got way better accountability. It reminds me back in my days of playing football. This surpassed even football. In football, it was just a season. You can put on a show for a season. But here, how do you put on a show in community? How do you do that? So don't tell me that. So look at this. So I was right. But hey, we'll give it more time. Maybe they say, well, it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. It just keeps getting better. I'm not even telling you what's in the oven. I'm not even telling you what's going on in here. Man, we are just growing big time. Let me keep on reading. Last one, number 5. It says, there's no perfect church. He always loved to say, there is no perfect church, because damn well he had to say that because his church ain't perfect. He says, however, you are responsible for trying to find the best one available to you in your circumstances. Dow, he kept on spelling his name wrong, D-A-U. I don't know how he got that, but Dow has a lot of really commendable convictions. Yeah, you see, he tried to minimize Pastor Dow, say he got a lot of commendable convictions, right? But his divisiveness and improper wielding of God's word makes him, in my opinion, dangerous. And this is how I responded. I said, I have found a church for my family in Straightway. It is being rejected by my wife based on her feelings. This is the first time I am picking a church that I believe is the best for my family. I said our family. I am responsible for the churches in the past, and I am responsible for repenting and doing what I believe is right according to the word of God. Also, remember, Jesus is divisive. And then he says, Jesus is divisive, but Dow goes beyond calling out sin. That's what he had to say. So, guys, I just wanted to read that. I hope that was edifying. But, guys, it's good to sometimes look back to see if you're grown. And I can say the things that I saw 2 years ago is the same thing I'm seeing now, and even more so. Pastor Dow is way more polished than he was 2 years ago. And I'm watching videos. I mean, Pastor Dow, I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful that I'm a part of Straightway. Just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope that encouraged you. But guys, this is the truth. So guys, I know we have pastors, we have elders, we have teachers, and I'm not any of those things. What I try to do with all of this, my YouTube, is to just give you a testimony, showing you how Yah's working in my life, how my life is matching up with the word. And the reason my life is now matching with the word than it's ever done in all my years is because of the pastor I have, because he really does teach us give us understanding and knowledge. And so now when I look at my marriage now, literally my marriage is a resemblance of what I read in that book. I can go to Bree and say, Bree, who loved you? Who chose you? She says, you chose me. Who loved you first? I can say that. She couldn't say she loved me first because she didn't even know me. It wasn't until I called her and I chose her. I can now say things that Jesus said to the disciples. I can say things that Yahweh said to Israel, and I can say it from Isaiah. And I can be patient with her and mold her and shape her into my image, into my likeness. So guys, I just want to let you know, Straightway has been off the chain. They've been supportive. I'm having this whole thing with the court system. My two brothers dealing with the court system. And I can tell you right now, in Christianity, they would drop you like a bad habit. They would disown you, act like they don't even know you, but not pastor. Now, if we did something wrong, pastor, he still rebukes us. We should have left when Ron told him to leave. I take responsibility. I told him to stay. If I could do it all over again, I would have not even gone, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have gone. But if I would have seen what Pastor Dow saw in Ron Young, I wouldn't have had them go, but I would have said, just leave, because that is a snake. Ron Young is a snake. He is a fork-tongued devil, straight up. Pastor Dow saw it from day one. It took all this for me to see. See, I don't know everything. That's why I need to sit under the foot of Pastor Dow. This is why I need to learn from him, because he called all of this thing out. He gave me the benefit of the doubt. He says he will learn. He allowed me to learn. He said, now do you see, Kabir? He tried to, he still, met with Pastor Dow and Ron Young, even though he may have thought it was a waste of time. But Pastor Dow didn't meet with Ron Young for himself. He did it for me. He did it because he loved me. Because he didn't, maybe he would say, well, Pastor Dow, you didn't give him a chance. He said, Kabir, I'll go on this journey with you. I'll go on this journey with you, but you're going to learn these Christians, you can't trust them. They're snakes. They're vipers. So Pastor Dow, thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for going down that road with me, even though you saw far, far ahead already. But thank you for allowing me to learn. Thank you for being there, helping me to be a man, because I'm a better man today. This is why I tell Bree. I say, Bree, we could be mad at Eileen. If anything, I'm thankful for Eileen. And in this sense, because I wouldn't be a better man today if I didn't go through what I went through, because I was living a lie. I inherit lies. And we can sit here, and all of you guys, there's a lot of you guys here. You can go look at Eileen and you can judge her and say, man, that's a wicked woman. But guess what? We all could be at Eileen when we decide to come from underneath our cover. Men, when you think you don't have to submit to your elders or to your pastors, you can become like an Eileen. Women, when you have a man, a husband, and you decide to come from underneath him and you say, I want to go directly to Jesus, you can become an Eileen. We all can be like Eileen. So let's not look at Eileen as this like whoop whoop, like man, it's her, not me. I'm different. Try to come from underneath your cover, you'll look just like Eileen, maybe even worse. It's just sad that Eileen is too blind to see, too bitter, hard for her. I mean, it's so rare in Green Bay or Brown County to send for a wife to want to see her husband go to jail. Somebody who loved her, never beat her, always did good to Eileen. I was always good to Eileen, served her, loved her, took care of her, made sure she had the best of everything. And at the end of the day, she rewarded my good with evil. She wants to see me in jail. She won't be happy until I'm completely destroyed. Why? Because she's bitten the fruit, and she's allowed Satan to completely overtake her. And the sad part is she's on the wrong side of the fence. She's around all these people waiting to devour her. They're going to take her for all of her money. Every money that she got, they're going to take her, drain her, take it away. And when it's all gone, that's when she's going to realize, like, man, I effed up, straight up. I had the most godliest man I've ever had in my whole life. I was the most godliest man that she's ever had and will ever have. She will never, ever meet a man like me. I guarantee it. She will never meet a godly man like me ever again. I was her last hope, her last hope. Now, she's still alive. She can still repent. But, man, knowing Eileen, man, I wouldn't hold my breath. That woman is so prideful. She's prideful. But we all can be prideful. So, guys, I open up my life to you guys. I could keep this private, keep it private, look good. But you know something? I don't mind falling on the sword, because if it can help you guys to learn from my mistake, learn from when I'm growing, then so be it. So, guys, learn from this stuff. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much fame you have. It doesn't matter how well you took care of a woman. It doesn't matter how great of a dad you are. At the end of the day, we all got to fight for this stuff. We got to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. So don't sit here and judge her so put to the point where you think you're better than her, because we all, me included, can look like an Eileen. That's why I love my pastor. I truly believe that Yah led me to Pastor Dow, and I'm going to be submitted to Pastor Dow and the elders and the teachers, and I'm going to do whatever they require of me faithfully so that I can make it to the kingdom. I hope this is encouraging to you guys. Pastor Dow's back in town. I'm looking to see Blog Talk Radio. But, man, listen to that thing about the David Doctrine by Pastor Dow. It's just good to be able just to hear sister, Pastor Dow, and just be filled up with that and knowing that I got some time to deal with my court date. I love you guys. I appreciate your support. Until Shabbat, enjoy your day. Shabbat. Or not Shabbat, but shalom, and be faithful in the little things. All right, glory.